On March 20th, Ukraine executed a significant drone strike against Russia's Engels air base in the Saratov region, marking one of the most devastating attacks on Russian military infrastructure since the war began. The Engels base, crucial for Russia's air operations, is situated nearly 280 miles from the Ukrainian border and has been previously targeted by Ukraine. This recent attack has resulted in substantial damage, including a reported fire that necessitated evacuations, and has potentially neutralized key Russian military assets, specifically strategic bombers like the Tu-160 and Tu-95 MS. Ukrainian officials hope this strike will disrupt Russia's operations while also attempting to mitigate the threat posed by glide bombs, which have reportedly led to an increase in civilian casualties in Ukraine. Despite concerns about potential civilian collateral damage from the strike, initial assessments highlight the significant military implications for Russia, including limitations on its ability to execute aerial assaults against Ukraine. Highlights major drone strike. Ukraine launched an extensive drone assault on the Engels air base, a critical Russian military hub. Damage assessment. The attack caused substantial damage, igniting a fire and leading to the evacuation of surrounding areas. Strategic bomber neutralization. The potential destruction of Russian bombers. Tu-160 and Tu-95 MS severely undermines Russia's long-range strike capabilities. Civilian impact. Reports of civilian injuries and damage to infrastructure raise questions about the nature of the attack. Failed ceasefire context. Ukraine's attack occurred shortly after a ceasefire proposition, underscoring the ongoing hostilities. Glide bomb mitigation. The strike is seen as a move to reduce the threat posed by Russian glide bombs, which had increased civilian casualties. Shift in military dynamics. Ukraine aims to shift momentum away from Russian attacks and gain strategic advantages on the battlefield. Key insights. Implications for military strategy. Ukraine's drone strike illustrates a shift in the military dynamics of the conflict, allowing Ukraine to project power deep into Russian territory and potentially alter offensive strategies used by the Kremlin. This capability signals a new confidence and operational reach for Ukrainian forces. Disruption of Russian capabilities. The strike potentially decimated vital assets, including a significant portion of Russia's aerial strike force. By targeting and possibly destroying strategic bombers in Engels, Ukraine has diminished Russia's capacity for long-range strikes and disrupted its military logistics. High-risk strategy. Ukraine's engagement with Russian infrastructure so deep behind enemy lines raises the stakes of the conflict and introduces the notion of a more aggressive stance. With the risk of civilian casualties implied in this attack, Ukraine is adopting a calculated risk to achieve military objectives. Civilian versus military targets. The dual focus on military targets while navigating the potential for civilian collateral damage creates ethical and strategic challenges for Ukraine. Local responses indicating civilian injuries could be used by Russia to frame Ukraine's operations negatively on the international stage, despite Ukraine's claims of precision targeting. Technological warfare. The utilization of drones in this context underlines the growing importance of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, in modern warfare. The successful strike suggests that Ukraine is advancing in technological capabilities, crucial for offsetting Russia's air superiority and addressing its increasingly devastating aerial bombardments. Retaliatory dynamics. The incident highlights the cyclical nature of retaliation in modern warfare, where gains by one side provoke escalated responses by the other. Russia's concurrent aerial assault on Ukrainian cities post-strike is a clear indicator of this pattern continuing. Evolving armament production. The mention of Russia ramping up production of glide bombs warns of an impending escalation in aerial assaults on Ukrainian cities. The production and deployment of these munitions depict the ongoing arms race in the conflict, stressing the necessity for counter-strategies from Ukraine. Conclusion. The recent drone strike on the Engels air base represents a pivotal moment in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, signaling Ukraine's growing military capabilities and strategic audacity. By striking deep into enemy territory, Ukraine has achieved significant military objectives, specifically the targeting of critical Russian bombers. However, the implications of such actions, both ethically and strategically, pose challenges and risks, particularly regarding civilian safety and the potential for escalated retaliation from Russia. The wider context of the attack, amid proposed ceasefires, also indicates a complex